Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Norai Naisha binti Muhammad Razum Hussein, matric number 280452. So today I will present about sequence diagram for our visit Langkawi system. So our group members choose to present about reserve of the package and hotels. So for the sequence diagram, we have 4 box, which is 1 for actor, second boundary box, which is reservation interface, third reservation system for control, and the last one is reservation details for entity, which is the details, all the details will save in the entity box. Okay, so customer need to click reserve button first, and boundary will display the interface. Third, customer need to search package and hotels that they want, and then boundary will display availability that have in the system. Here we have exceptional one, which is if the customer make a wrong search. Here we put exceptional one, which is wrongly search. Okay, so next, customer will select package and hotels, and boundary will verify the choice and display choice that have been made. And then customer will view selected package and hotel and make a reservation selected package and hotels. So after the customer do the reservation, boundary will send to the control system, the control box, which is submit details, and control will check the details that they have been made. So here we have alternative one, which is delete reservation if customer want to delete the reservation that they have been submitted. Okay, then after control, it will be sent to entity, which is save confirmation details, and then it will be display reservation statement. So in E1, which is wrongly search, the customer at the boundary will display error message. And for the A1, customer need to click cancel button, and then after click cancel button, the boundary will display details, and customer need to choose delete reservation, and boundary will verify cancellation and send to control, which is submit cancellation details, and then from control it will go to entity for save the details that have been made. So I think that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter for communication diagram. Thank you.
Okay, now we will look into communication diagram. So I will explain on part reserve packages and hotels. As you can see, we have 4 items, which is customer, reservation interface, reservation system, and the last one is reservation details. From customer to reservation interface, it consists of 7 processes. Customer have function to do reservation, search packages and hotels, select packages and hotels, view selected packages and hotels, reserve selected packages and hotels, cancel and delete reservation. Besides that, from reservation interface to reservation system, it consists of 9 processes. For reservation interface, it will display interface and availability, verify choice, display error message, display details, and verify cancellation. For reservation system, it will receive process from reservation interface, which is submit details and submit cancellation details. However, from reservation system to reservation details, it consists of 3 processes, which is check details, save confirmation details, and save details. Okay, that's all from me about communication diagram. Now I will pass to next group member to continue this explanation.
Assalamualaikum and very good day to Madam Rashifah. My name is Nur Alisha binti Muhammad Sharif and my matric number is 281008. Me and my friend Zahisha will show and present about visit Langkawi class diagram. So over here on this slide, you can see the full class diagram about our system. So we have total 26 classes in this class diagram, and then we have the total of 8 boundary classes, 9 control classes, and 9 entity classes in this diagram. So you can see mostly all of the boundary classes, also the control classes, should have only the operation in it, but didn't have any attributes in this class. But for the entity classes, which is customer info, rate detail, review details, reservation details, daily interface, payment details, admin info, hotel details, and packages detail, will have attribute and operation in it. But for the customer info, reservation details, and the payment details did not have any operation in these classes. So this is the general idea of our class diagram. Let's move deeply into this class diagram one by one. In the top of this diagram, as you can see, here is the use case diagram for the registered account. Refer to this diagram, we have boundary, which is register page. This page is only can be viewed by customer, and then we have the register manager. The relationship between these both classes is managed, which is the register page will be managed by the register manager. So that multiplicity is 1-to-1. So that means the register page will only have one manager, and the manager will have only one register page. Apart from that, we continue on this entity, which is customer info classes. So after the customer key in something, the manager will sort and store in this entity. So I manage the relationship between these classes is add. So the manager will add the customer information that has been keyed in by the customer into this entity. The multiplicity of this relationship exactly is 1-to-many. So which means that this entity will have a lot of at least one manager to manage. And also this register will have at least one or more than one customer inside this entity. So this multiplicity is 1-to-many. By the way, in this entity we have attribute of the email, protected password, name. We concluded this data type of this attribute as varchar, and then we have IC number and telephone number, and the data type of both attribute is integer. So we continue to the login use case diagram. So login account can be accessed by both entity, which is admin and customer. So that we have login manager that will manage the login page, which means the relationship between login manager and login page is managed. And then the multiplicity of these both classes I put as 1-to-1, so that only one manager can manage the login page, and only one page can be managed by one manager. Between that, we have customer info that will be verified by login manager. This is quite similar to the register account. The multiplicity between the customer info and the login manager is 1-to-many, which means the login manager can verify at least one or many customer, and customer will be verified at least one or many login manager. Apart from that, the login manager will be verified by an entity, which is admin info. This entity have attributes and also operation in it. The attributes on this entity is email that we set as public, protected password, and private name, IC number, and telephone number. The data type in this entity is the same with the customer info. This entity will manage the manage interface, and the multiplicity between these classes is 1-to-many, which means at least one or many admin can manage the manage interface, and the manage interface can be managed by one or more admin. And then for the manage interface will be verified by the manage system, and we put the multiplicity between the classes is only 1-to-many, which means the manage interface can be verified at least one or many manage system, and also happen the same in vice versa. And all of the information will be saved in the both entity, which is hotel details and packages detail. The multiplicity between manage system to the both entity we set as 1-to-many, and the entity to the manage system is 1-to-1, which is the manage system will save only one and only in the entity, but the hotel details and the packages detail can be saved at least one or more manager. Okay, let's move to the last part of my explanation of this class diagram, which is rate and review classes. On the top of that, we have two boundary classes, which is rate and review interface. Both interface can be viewed by the admin and also customer, and the relationship of these classes we set as manage, which means the rate and review interface manage the customer info entity. Apart from that, the multiplicity of these classes we set as 1-to-many, which means at least one or more rate and review interface can manage the customer info. Between that, for the multiplicity between the customer info to the rate and review interface, we set as 1-to-1, which means only one customer info will be managed by one interface. So here the rate interface and review interface will be verified by the user admin, and the multiplicity of these both classes we put as 1-to-many. So at least one or many user admin can verify The both interface and at least one or many interfaces can be verified by at least one or more user admin. Next, we have user admin use case that can be accessed by two different entities, which is rate details and review details. All of the rate and review will be saved into this both entity by the user admin. The multiplicity of these both classes is one to many and quite same with the managed packages use case. In the entity, we set a few attributes. As you can see, we have rate ID, rate number, type of rate, and class name. Also quite similar with the attributes in these review details. That's all from me. I pass this diagram explanation to the Zahir. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning, my name is Shifa. My name is Muhammad Zainuddin Shah bin Masharuh. My metric number is 281000. Today I would like to explain about the class diagram from the reservation to the payment. So for the reservation, the multiplicity will be one-to-one and one-to-many because from the customer is only one and the interface will be many because they will choose the reservation in the interface, and then from the reservation interface they will go to the reservation system control, and from there the multiplicity will be one-to-one and many-to-one, and they will use a verify, and from the reservation system they will go to the reservation detail, and then the multiplicity will be one-to-one and many-to-one. The reservation detail will have an attribute. There is reservation ID that use varchar and reservation info using varchar also. After that, from reservation we will continue to delete interface. From delete interface and customer, the multiplicity will be one to many and one to one because the customer will be many, and then they will be using the same delete interface. From there, the customer will use add, and from the delete interface to delete system, the multiplicity will be one to many and one to many, and it will use manage because the system will manage the delete to the delete system, and from delete system to hotel system manager, the multiplicity will be using one to many and one to many also because the delete reservation to the different hotel manager system manager, and they will delete the data. After that, we will move to search from customer to search interface. The multi will be using one-to-one and one-to-many because only one customer will be using the same taskbar interface. The interface will be display many data that the customer search. Will use manage. After that, the search taskbar interface to system manager, they will be using the multiplicity operation will be using one to many and one to one because system will be sending the information that is a lot to the system manager that they only has one to see whether the info is in the system or not. After that, we will go to the payment. From customer to payment interface, they will be using the multiplicity operation is one-to-one to one-to-many because the customer is only one at a time that will be using the payment interface, and the payment interface will be using as many. From the payment interface to bank, the multiplicity program will be using one-to-one and one-to-one because from the payment interface is only one, and the bank is the system that control the bank is connecting to the payment interface, and they will be using the multiplicity one-to-one and one-to-one. From bank to payment detail, the multiplicity program will be one-to-one and one-to-many because the bank is only one, and the payment detail will be many because many customers will be paying to the bank, and it will use display. In the payment detail, the attribute the payment ID will be using data type varchar, the payment date will be using date, and the total payment will be using double data type.